Hello, fourth graders. Today we're going to be practicing finding the perimeter of a polygon. A polygon is just a closed shape that has straight sides on it. Now, I hope that you watched the mathematics video on perimeter before you're watching this video, but if not, go back, watch it, and then come on back and join me again. I also would like you to have available to you a sheet of paper and a pencil, or if you have a dry erase board and a pen, you can use that as well, because I am going to ask you to do some work as we go through this video. So just to review, a perimeter is going to be the measurement of the shortest distance around the edge of a figure. All right, so if I look at this triangle, I'm going to imagine that I'm looking down on the top of it like it's a fenced-in yard area. And imagine your cat is, whoops, I just wrote on top of the cat. Imagine this is your cat, and your cat is going to be walking along the top of the fence. So the measurement is that shortest distance all the way around, okay? So in order to find the total perimeter of that shape, well then we are going to add together those separate measurements. Okay, so we can think of perimeter as, and I'm going to represent perimeter with a letter P. Perimeter is the sum of all sides. Sum meaning that we're going to be adding these together. So perimeter equals, now this triangle has three sides. So there's going to be one side plus another side plus a third side. Okay, and if we combine those all together, we're going to end up with our perimeter. So I'm going to go around the outside edge of my triangle, and I would like you to have a pencil and paper or slate ready to go at home. And we're going to go ahead and use this formula, P equals blank plus blank plus blank. So these would be lengths, L plus L plus L. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to find what that perimeter is. So the very first side is 9 inches. Important to note that it's inches. So I'm going to write in 9. Okay. And this is a measurement. So I'm noting that it's inches. Then the second is 8 inches. And then my last measurement is 4 inches. 9 plus 8 plus 4. I'm going to give you a moment to go ahead and add those three numbers together, those three measurements. And 9 plus 8 is going to give me 17, plus another 4 is going to give me 21. I hope you found 21. Okay, so my perimeter is 21, but I'm actually not done yet because I'm missing something really important that I hope you've noticed. I am missing my units. And in this case, it's inches, IN. Okay, remember, perimeter is a measurement, so we always have to have our units on there. Let's go ahead and try another one. Okay, so I'm going to switch to my next slide. So erase your slate or go to another section on your paper. So here's another polygon, not a triangle. Instead, we have a quadrilateral. That means it's a four-sided shape. Okay, and again, we're finding the perimeter, so it's the outside edge. Imagine that cat walking along or a squirrel walking along the top of a fence, and we're just going to add together those sides. Now, if it's a quadrilateral, and then we have four sides, that means I'm going to be adding together four numbers. Here's the tip for you. Count up the number of sides, and that's going to tell you the number of measurements that you'll be adding together to find your perimeter. So in this case, P for perimeter is going to equal, so we'll have one side plus another side plus another side plus one last side. I'm running out of space here. I'll go ahead and extend my number sentence frame here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start to fill in those blanks because I then want to add all these up to find my perimeter. So on your own paper, go ahead and get started on that. And I'm going to go through, and I always like to check these off. So I'm going to start with, I have 5 meters, right in 5, plus, then I have another 5 meters, another 5, then I have 10 meters. Notice I like to go clockwise around the figure, so I move in the direction of the clock and just check them off as I add them in. And lastly, I have 7 meters. If you have many sides that you are adding up, it's really helpful to start combining them in groups that make sense to you. So I might go ahead and just start with, okay, 5 meters plus 5 meters, 5 plus 5 is 10 meters, okay? And then I have 10 and 7, 10 plus 7 is 17. So now it makes my addition a little bit easier. Now I'm adding 10 plus 17. And 10 plus 17 is, I hope you got it right, 27 meters. So the perimeter of this quadrilateral is 27 meters. How you doing? I hope you're doing well on this. Okay, moving on. Let's try something a little more challenging. This particular shape is definitely more complex when you take a look at it. All right, this is a polygon that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sides to it. So that means I'm going to be adding, you got it, 6 different numbers together. Okay, so 6 sides, 6 numbers. I'm going to go ahead and set up a frame for myself. This is a way that I can really keep track. And I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. So whatever I'm doing right now, do the same on your slate or your paper, whatever you are working on. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that should be my 6. Okay, there we go. So let's work our way around clockwise. 11, 4, 5. Those are the first numbers that I'm going to be writing in here. And we're talking about meters. 11 meters plus 4 meters plus 5 meters. Go ahead and do this on your own, and I am doing it. So there's my 11, my 4, my 5, then I have 2, 6, and 6. 2, 6, and 6. Now, if I had a blank space and I was moving on, I should know then that I've got to go back and check, okay, that I missed a number somewhere. All right. So again, if you have many numbers that you are adding together, it really, really helps to just do some combining before you try to find the total, okay? It's hard to just stack them all up at once. All right, so perimeter equals, I'm going to start by adding 11 and 4. That's going to give me 15 meters. Okay, plus I'm going to go ahead and just call that 5 right there. I'm going to leave that 5. Plus, let's add these last 3. 2 plus 6 plus 6. 6 plus 6 is 12, plus another 2 is going to be 14. Okay. So go ahead and make sure you're adding these together. Now I've got 15 plus 5. 15 plus 5 is 20 plus 14. 20 plus 14. And this should give you a total of, what did you get, my friends? I hope you got 34. We have a perimeter of 34 meters. Getting the hang of this? I hope you are. All right, we're going to move on to some basic rectangles right now, and we're going to use the same formula of just adding together all the sides of a rectangle. Now, mind you, a rectangle has 4 sides, but before I start to just grab them and add them together, I want to really notice the qualities or properties of a rectangle. Now, a rectangle is a quadrilateral, which means it has 4 sides, but it's not just any four-sided shape, okay, because it actually has some really unique qualities. One quality that it has is that the opposite sides on the rectangle, so I'm going to go top and bottom, these are opposite sides, they're parallel to each other, okay? They're equidistant. And that means then the left and the right sides, well, these are also parallel, okay? They have to be that way, otherwise it is not a rectangle, okay? Now, going even further, not only are they parallel to each other, but those opposite sides also have to be the same length, okay? So they're going to be the same measurement. So top and bottom, notice they're both 9 inches. Okay, sometimes you'll see on figures that you're working with, sometimes you'll see a little slash through the side. Okay, if you have 2 matching slashes like that, that means that they are the same length in measurement. Okay, so they're both 9. If I go to the left and right sides, those are going to be the same. Notice they're 6 inches and 6 inches. Now, since these 2 match up, I'm going to actually put a double slash right here. Okay, this double slash means that these 2 opposite sides are the same measurement. Okay, this is going to be important because it'll be a little trick to help us actually do the perimeter work with rectangles even faster, more efficiently. So our formula, just to go back to what we had before, we said perimeter was found by finding the sum of all of the sides. Well, in this case, we have perimeter equals a length plus a width plus a length plus a width. Okay, so these yellow sides, the top and the bottom, those would be my lengths. Typically, we think of the longer sides as the lengths. All right, so these would be my lengths. And then my widths would be the other sides. The shorter ends would be my widths. Okay. All right, just to sort of keep track of that for ourselves. So I'm going to take this number sentence that I have here, and it doesn't even have numbers in it yet. These are all variables. There's letters representing numbers. I'm going to start plugging in the numbers I know. I do not yet know the perimeter. That is what I'm going to be finding. But I do know lengths, and I do know widths. So here we go. Perimeter equals lengths. Okay, so those yellow measurements, those are 9 inches. So 9 inches plus my width is 6 inches. Okay, plus 6 plus 9 is my next length plus 6 inches. Okay, so there we go. Length plus width plus length plus width. And I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit wider so it all fits. There we go. All right. So notice the lengths are doubled and the widths are doubled. Okay, this is going to be something interesting that we want to note because this is going to be the key to maybe making it a little bit easier. So here's length and width. And again, doubled length and width. Just sort of notice that. So let's go ahead and add these together. So if I have 9 inches plus 6 inches, and I'm going to be finding right now my perimeter. If I have 9 inches plus 6 inches, well, 9 plus 6 is, you got it, 15. All right, so that's my first combo of length plus width. And then I have it yet again, and then another 9 plus 6, and that is going to be another 15. Remember how I said, oh, the length and the width are doubled? Look at that, 15 plus 15. 15 doubled, or 15 plus 15, is going to be 30. 30 what? 30 inches. Remember, perimeter is a measurement. Okay, let's try another one together. And I'm going to show you another way to write out the formula to make it maybe even a little bit faster for yourself. Okay, so again, have your paper out. I want you to go ahead and draw this rectangle for yourself. Draw yourself a rectangle. Go ahead and label it. Okay, our lengths are going to be 32, and these are, the mm means millimeters, and our widths are going to be 19 millimeters. These are very small measurements. All right, and again, we're going to be doing length plus width plus length plus width, but let me show you something kind of cool that we can do. Now, remember I said it's doubled, right? Now, one thing I do know about addition is that I can rearrange the order of the variables that are in there. The addends can be rearranged. So I could put the L's together, I could put the lengths together, and I could put the W's together. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the order that I add them together. It just matters that I do that. So I could even think of it as, since I have two L's and two W's, I could think of it as, well, length times 2 and width times 2. Okay, so some people really find multiplication to be faster. All right, and if you're, I'm going to put these in parentheses too. Length times 2 plus width times 2. And depending upon the numbers that you're dealing with, it can be faster. So let's go ahead and plug in length and width, okay? So our length is 32. So perimeter equals 32 millimeters times 2. Oops, times 2. There we go. Boy, those two M's these are giant. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Okay, plus, all right, our width is 19 millimeters times 2. Again, I'll make these millimeters smaller. So right now on your slate, I want you to do this multiplication. You need to do 32 times 2, and then you need to do 19 times 2. I'll give you a moment to do that over on the side. Okay, I'm going to move over into this other space here. So if I have 32 times 2, that is going to give me 64. Okay, so our combined lengths would be 64 plus, okay, and hopefully you're also doing 19 times 2. 19 doubled gives you 38. And combine those together, 64 plus 38 is going to give you a perimeter of 102 millimeters. So just another way to do the very same process, you're just using some multiplication instead of addition. Let's go on to the last two types of problems for us to work through. So these last two problems I'm going to give you are going to use what we refer to as regular polygons, okay? So when you see that word regular in math, what I want you to know, here we go, regular. What I want you to know is that the word regular means each side is the same length. Okay, regular just means each side is the same length. So if I take a look at this figure that I have here, this quadrilateral, I have one measurement already given to me on here, and that's 7 meters. Well, if it's a regular polygon, if it's a regular quadrilateral, then that means all of these sides are going to be 7 meters by definition. Otherwise, it would not be quote unquote regular. Okay, so this side is the same as this side. Notice I'm putting those little tick marks as this side as this side. All right, same way that we're going to go about finding the perimeter. I am going to add all the sides together. Okay, so I'm going to add how many sides? It's quadrilateral. It's got 4 sides. So I'm going to be adding 4 measurements. Okay, so just like how we had done before, I can say, okay, there's my second, there's my third, there's my fourth. But wait a minute. If they are all the same, which they are, this would be 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, repeated addition. Well, why don't I just multiply it by 4? Okay, so what I can do, because, and in fact, I'm going to go back here for a second. I'll fill in my 7s. What I can go ahead and do, if I have repeated addition, and mind you, this only is going to work if you have a regular polygon. If you have the same number repeated for all of your add-ins here that you're adding together, then you may as well just multiply. You may as well, instead of adding 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, why not just say 7 times 4? Much faster. 7 times 4, hopefully you have your math facts in your brain. 7 times 4 is going to give you, you got it, 28. 28 what's? That M means meters. So the trick here is, if you see the word regular, a regular polygon, each side is going to be the same length. All right, so let's check out the very last problem that I have here for you. So here's another regular polygon. All right, that means each side is going to be the same. Now we have one measurement here already, 8 feet. This side is 8 feet. This side is. Okay, and I'm going to count the number of sides because I need to have a sense of how many 8s I would need. Okay, I could label them if I wanted to. This side is the same. There's my 3rd. Here's my 4th. Here's my 5th. My 6th. My 7th 8. And my 8th 8. So this is an 8-sided polygon. It is an octagon. All right, and each side is going to be 8 feet. I have 8 measurements of 8 feet. Now I could say perimeter equals 8 plus 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 8, but that is exhausting. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and say my perimeter is going to be 8 feet multiplied by the number of sides, which is 8. 8 times 8 is what, my friends? 8 times 8 is, I hope you got it right, 64. 64 what? 64 feet. All right, boys and girls, I'm going to wrap it up with that right now. I hope you did well on these practice problems. If you need any additional help, you can join me for some teacher desk office hours and we can do a couple more problems like these. Thanks a lot. I hope you have a great day.